Hi everybody, I'm doing a session for a client, so I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in booking a session with me, you can do so at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you today, and thank you very much for sharing here on YouTube. Okay, you got some tough stuff going on. I'm going to go ahead and read your goals out loud and get started. So you say, I would like you to look at my kidneys and spleen, maybe other digestive organs. I've been through a lot of stress and it's negatively impacted my diet. I feel discomfort at times and I'm not sure if it's serious or not. I've been struggling with depression and fears of the future. I could use help for any of these concerns or anything else that would like to come up. There's a lot here, just a lot here. So you're feeling discomfort. You feel like it's coming from your kidneys and spleen. You're struggling with depression, fears of the future. There's so much that I'm feeling right now. It's hard to really know how to say anything yet. So I'm just going to get in the zone and let's see what comes up, okay? I'm kind of feeling this out. Should I just go directly to your spleen, directly to your kidneys? We'll look at your future and your depression. Why don't we just separate this into individual pockets, okay? So you said kidneys, okay? Let's just start with your kidneys first, okay? See what your kidneys look like. Oh. As I'm going to your kidneys, there's a major, basically it's like a pole shape, cylindrical shape, and it's jammed in my throat and it goes straight down my heart, my stomach, and it goes into my sacral chakra. So it's just going straight down from mouth, basically right on down to where I guess you would go to the bathroom. That's what I'm experiencing right now. And I see an aspect of yourself that's really blocking, doesn't want me to go to your kidneys for some reason. It keeps putting up this barrier and wanting me to just keep running into this barrier. And it's not just a pole like cylindrical shape now, it's starting to become a splat, like a big old chunk of ice. It's even clear, it looks like ice. So it's frozen still. And this emanation is quite angry, okay? Is really angry. And is actually making snowballs that are now turning into ice and then throwing really hard. I mean, it hurts like a baseball throwing at 100 miles per hour, just hitting you. Like it just really hurts. And it's just throwing these at you. And it wants to hurt you. It wants to hurt you. And the energy keeps repeating itself. It wants to hurt you. 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 Okay. All right. I'm not able to calm it down or talk to it yet. And it's irate. It's basically saying, you never listen to me. You never listen to me. And it's starting to stomp really loudly on the ground. You never listen. Now that that's come out, this is starting to melt. It's starting to relax, okay? Still not able to get to your kidneys. It feels like there's so much in the way. All that energy is completely dissolved. whatever that aspect was, got it out of its system, is no longer vibrationally appropriate. So it's just disappeared. So we're going to go to the next layer of vulnerability, okay? And the way to the kidneys or attached to the kidneys, it's all about the kidneys right now. I'm going to just send these emanations away. The next one is a weird, it looks like it's a really big worm. It's brown and dusty. It has a big mouth that's kind of got sharp teeth all the way around it, but then it emanates being a snake and it hisses. It's got a female vibration to it. I'm not allowed to just send it away. It too needs to vent. And this is a lot more emotional. And it's crying, and it's connected to your heart, but it is connected to your kidneys. And it's a silent sadness. I see this lower, you could say your sacral chakra on the backside is spewing out, I mean, massive, I guess, leeches. I mean, they're oversized, massive, unimaginable, huge leeches, and there's hundreds of them coming out your lower back. All right, now let me put my hands here on your kidneys, and I'm just going to send light into them. They don't believe me. Nobody loves them. Nobody loves me. Kidneys just emanate like they're speaking as you. Nobody believes me. Nobody loves me. Nobody cares about me. Your kidneys are really shriveled up. On the energy side, they're really small. That's what they say. Vibrationally, they say they're really small and shriveled up. And they're full of sand. And in a way, it's like being buried alive, and you feel like you're buried alive. And somehow that sensation, feeling like you're buried alive, is filling your kidneys with what is like a sand, like buildup. Kidneys feel totally, completely and utterly not loved. They also emanate your emotional state of feeling not loved. I'm starting to release a black liquid, and it's kind of like an ink. Like an octopus would release an ink. It's like releasing an ink. And it emanates, and nobody loves me, nobody cares about me. Over and over, I hear this like low moaning sound. There's so much buildup in here, it's unbelievable. I mean, there's a lot of layers of unresolved emotion. And because it's built up in your kidneys, it could be hard for you to overcome depression because you're not cleansing this. You're not purifying, you're not detoxing this. And so it's staying there. And its voice is heard throughout your whole body, like echoing throughout your whole body. So then it makes you feel depressed. But it's like all this emotion, unresolved feeling is in your kidneys. Your kidneys are depressed. You're depressed, okay? Still sending light, and I'm allowing your kidneys to inhale the light. There's a lot of resistance to wanting to bring the light into them. It's like there's no hope, there's no help for me, nobody cares about me. I mean, this is really saturated with those types of statements. I mean, saturated. It's still like bleeding out a black ink. And what's interesting, because I was saying how they seem dry and shriveled up, but as it releases out the black ink, they become fuller, they become healthier. There is so much major unresolved. I mean, wow, I'm just looking at your digestive system and saying, oh my God, like you have absorbed so much unresolved emotion, and it's all hurt, okay? It's all hurt. It's emotional hurt, okay? And it's almost like it's like these digestive organs have absorbed your emotional hurt and is trying to balance digestion by absorbing as much of it as they can. But now you're carrying all this unresolved emotion in your organs, digestive organs, and it has to come out, okay? And so I'm just telling you guys, I don't even know what to say, because it's so much. It's appallingly a lot. I'm just going to continue to send light into your kidneys. That's what they're asking me, to continue to send light into your kidneys. And they want you to receive that light. They want you to receive that light. They're saying if we could get you to receive just a little bit of light in part of your body, we're making a big step forward. Allow yourself to receive light in your kidneys. Let's start here. Let's start in your kidneys. You're crying on a beach. You have a very large nose. You're a man. You're looking at a shell that's broken. You're trying to find joy in life. You try to find life interesting. You try to find meaning in everything. But it's just you. I'm supposed to say it's just you and your big nose. And there's a crab that walks on the beach towards you. And you cry. And you reach your hand out for the crab. And you hold the crab like a baby. And your tears fall upon the head of the crab. And it doesn't hurt you. It just lets you hold it. And you feel like in all this great world, all this great ocean, it's just like this enormous emptiness. And this crab it's helping, but it's just not enough. And what's interesting, is it the crab that loves you, or is it your love that's bouncing off the crab and back into yourself? You don't know how to receive love that is from outside yourself. Only the love that you express can you receive it. That's what I'm experiencing here. And so I show you that the crab is just a crab. I'm literally supposed to show you it like this, okay? I'm supposed to show it to you just like this, that the crab in this scene is just a crab. Because we need to separate, does the crab love you, or is it your love? They're showing me images of a child that has a teddy bear. Does the teddy bear love the child? Does the teddy bear have the capacity to love? Or is it just a tool, right? For the child to feel safe and secure with their own light. They just need the extension of themselves right now in order to find safety and security with their own light. And so the crab is merely just an extension of yourself. But somehow they're showing me this right now. So I want to go back into this. I will say there's major energy shifts going on majorly in your digestive. And I feel it actually... It's hard. It's like on my breath and my heart and my throat, on my third eye, okay? That makes you angry, and you say the crab doesn't love me. You pick the crab up and you throw it, but you throw it on the beach, so it actually bounces and it hurts. It says you weren't actually coming to me because you loved me. You were just coming to me for no reason. It was like, you were just coming to me. It's like you misinterpreted it as though it loved you, but it didn't. It never loved you. It just happened to be walking your way. That's all it was. And this is like so painfully upsetting. Because of all of the things in this big, great world, This crab was walking towards you. You thought that it loved you, but it was just walking towards you. That's all it was. And that makes you so painfully angry. And you feel like this broken shell. And you throw the broken shell, but you don't throw it in the water because you want it to hurt. So you throw it on the beach and it bounces and you want it to hurt. And it's like the shell is you. And you feel like you're bouncing and you're hurting, that somebody is throwing you, not in the soft water, but throwing you on the beach to try to crack your shell, to try to break you, like the crab. Or what, like the broken shell, it's already broken. Can't break it any more than this, right? This is correct. There is a parallel here. Who is throwing you to try to break you? The crab isn't broken. What do you make of the broken shell? Can't break what's already broken? Isn't there a saying like this? You scream really angrily, it sounds just like a steam engine, like a train horn. And the inside of your body, your heart, your stomach, like your heart and your emotional body is many, it's kind of pistons, I guess is what it's called, like steam and air and things are going in and out and chugga chewing, but there's smoke and it's combusting. It's not working right, okay? Nothing works right in your life. Nothing works right in your life. You won't touch the water, I find interesting. Because I'm trying to move you into the water and you're always avoiding that. You don't touch the water. You don't touch the water because the water is the one thing you need to heal. And you're attached to your pain. You can't let it go. Did you need someone to apologize to you? Did you need someone to acknowledge that they hurt you? And they're never going to get that. Is that how you feel? Do you want them to break the way they broke you? And you don't want the water until you get that reconciliation. Is that what this is? It's the water's turning to blood. And the water is full of really scary people. And for some reason, when you see these scary people, you don't feel afraid of them. One of them is a woman, and she looks kind of half dead, like zombie looking. And she's kind of got a pirate appearance to her tattered clothes. And she has a baby in her arms, and she's handing the baby to you. And the baby has no eyes. And you scream at her for defiling your child. And you can't take it anymore. You can't take literally anything anymore. The scene's changing, and I see a envelope. I see a lot of mail, okay? And I see a envelope opener, and it rips it open, it rips it open, it rips and rips and rips and rips and rips and rips and rips. It's not about what's inside these letters. It's about the letter opener and the ripping of the letter open. And this is like your life. You're constantly being ripped open. It's not about what's inside of you. It's about you being ripped, constantly ripped. And nobody is opening up the mail. They're just ripping you. I have no idea how to transmute this. It's a lot, okay? No wonder your digestive organs are talking to you. No wonder you're feeling this, because it's time to let this go, right? It literally is a letting go, but how do you let this go? It's inside you. It's even part of your kidneys. How do you got to get rid of your kidneys now? How are you going to let this go? So we got to figure this out. All right, I say just act like a buffoon. I mean, you're trying to have a bit of dignity. So I'm encouraging you to stand up, and I'm encouraging you to just to vent all this out at these scary people coming out of the blood ocean, okay? The blood ocean is symbolic of mother, is symbolic of the womb, okay? Is symbolic of sacredness, is symbolic of family, is symbolic of these things, okay? I don't know how you're doing it, but you're basically flashing like a million images, but they're all geometric shapes. And they contain your screaming inside of millions of them. And you're throwing them everywhere, okay? And all at once. And you have no means to properly release all of this. So you put them into millions of geometric shapes and just, where do they go? You're showing me where is this going? Where will it ever go? I could do 2 million, I could do 1 trillion for you. It never goes. It never leaves me. It never goes away. You're saying this. All right, let's go back to sending light into the kidneys, okay? Let's just go back to this, all right? You say, the man on the beach, you say there's nobody who can help me. You say that. I guess then there's nobody who can help you. If you're going to say that, then that is going to be a reality. So you need to say you're surrounded by people who can help you. Are you going to let those people in? Are you going to allow yourself to say that, and then are you going to let those people in? Are you going to feel helpless for the rest of your life? You're letting your emotions eat you alive, and you are letting them harm you. Looking at what I'm seeing so far, is there a reason for concern? Do you need to go to a doctor? Well, on the energy side of things, there's major energetic congestion, there's major unresolved emotional states intertwined with your digestive organs. It's considerably a lot. So that means there's stress, okay? So you're under a lot of stress in your digestive body, which could then be attracting the bad diet, right? So you're going to have to make some very firm decisions to make changes that are going to have to be self-loving. Are you capable of doing it? Because the sound of despair you've got going on here, it's not like it's despair so much as it's matter of fact. This is exactly my reality. And because it's exactly a reality, it's not really despair, it's just frustrating. It's leagues upon leagues upon leagues upon leagues of emotions, raw emotion, overlapping emotion, getting saturated, building up emotion, matter of fact truth. But it's angering. It's you desperately need love. Desperately need love. Okay. Your kidneys again are going back to a shriveled state. Okay. So I'm curious as to why they were feeling brighter. Now they're going back to the way they were. And you know that was kind of involved and was really angry, wasn't letting me access your kidneys, is back. And it's very angry, basically saying it's going to make sure that you have no kidneys left. It's going to make sure your kidneys are removed. And this is pretty serious, but because of the weight of emotional despair that's built up here, it's torturing you. Kidneys have a physical process, right? Now, what do we make of the energetic digestion of your emotions? It's an energetic process of the kidneys. What do we make of that? When that is so built up, it's torturing you to the point you have transformed version of yourself that is going to make sure your kidneys are removed. I mean, so we need to, obviously we're just opening the door here, we're taking a peek, looking at what's inside, and this is literally what's inside. So we got to start somewhere. I mean, this is just step one, right? So the more that we put light and love, like your guys are saying, the more that we put light into this, and we start from somewhere, it makes an impact, because now we're building up light and love in your kidneys. And we're letting that seep in there and nurture and neutralize all of that, okay? Suffering. This is good. This is really good. You are, it's almost like that beach scene was you venting. And everything you were saying about there's nobody that can help you, etc. All those cubes, it was all venting. It literally was all venting, because, and even seeing the shriveled up kidneys was only for the next conversation, because I actually am feeling a change of heart in you. Substantial change of heart. The guides are wanting me to look at your spleen now, okay? I'm going to keep the me just continuing to put light into your kidneys, okay? Spleen it is. It's like your kidney is in a bottle, and I'm looking through the bottle like a glass, like a boat in a bottle. But I'm looking at your kidney, or your spleen in a bottle, okay? And it's a very unusual environment for a spleen. And it's trying to grow in a new way. It shows me that it's strong, that it can adapt to extreme environments, that it can even be a different kind of spleen, that it could be a spleen that is slightly different than other spleens. I mean, it shows me this, and it shows me that it's grown hair that is green, like leaves, and it wants to show off its new hairdo. It's green hairdo, and it looks like a tree. You know, treetop is kind of a round, bushy thing. It's got like bushy, leafy hair. Okay, it also wants to emphasize that it's growing some mosses as well, and it really admires the green that it's growing. But it's also the color blue, and it represents cold. It represents cold. And this glass jar is basically to contain it and protect it in a way, keep it in its own safe space, and preserve it. The spleen says it's also for preservation purposes. Spleen must be preserved. It's telling me this like it's I don't know, it's kind of funny the way it speaks to me. I say, well, if you're the kind of spleen that can adapt, and you don't really need the jar, do you? You're preserved, right? So we can remove this, right? Spleen says, no. I've already become a new spleen. You can't remove the jar. It is basically showing me that this new hair and the mosses growing are actually going to be bad for the other organs. So I cannot remove the spleen from its environment. Otherwise, the other organs are going to get sick. So we need to figure this out. It's the weirdest thing. I'm your spleen, and I'm also myself, and I'm hands like petting the spleen, like a puppy or guinea pig, right? Just petting the spleen, and I can feel I have like skin. I have no fur. I mean, I don't feel the mosses and the hair. I feel like the skin part, almost like my flesh is kind of fishy. Like I don't know. I just love the way that this feels. It's like, this must be what dogs feel like when we pet them, or cats, you know? It's just like, oh my God, it's great. It's like so great. So I'm just petting your spleen. Literally, I'm just petting your spleen. It really likes it. And it's kind of whispering to me that it doesn't fit in with the other organs. So that's why it had to kind of move into its own space so it could be alone, basically. It itself upsets the other organs. They don't necessarily like it. It's too different from them. So it's kind of helping them feel more comfortable with themselves by putting itself in a jar and adapting to a new environment. They don't necessarily like my quirky ways. Your spleen literally talks like this. It's funny. Your spleen seems to have a sense of humor. Like it even shows me, like you put on the glasses with the big nose and the mustache underneath, and you I don't know, like I used to do this as a kid because I had these. Like it was just like a fun toy. And once you put the glasses on, you were a funny person, right? So then you got to put on your like comedy skit as this like funny person now. And so your spleen puts on the glasses and with the big nose and the mustache, and it's like, yeah, I'm a funny spleen. You know, it's really goofy like this. It's funny. Okay. And suddenly it toots. It releases some gas and a little bit of liquid comes out, and is really embarrassed about this. The liquid that comes out is a pinkish color and like a white, like clear white sap. And then there's others like a really dark blue and a clear white sap. Okay, so it just like squishes these two colors out, and it's really embarrassed about this. Wasn't supposed to happen. It's like it laughed too hard and it just squished out some juices and some toots. I don't know. And then it starts to cry, and it says that it's trying too hard. It knows it's trying too hard. It doesn't really know how to be because it is just so different. And because it's different, it's like it sticks out. It's obvious. It's different, so it sticks out, and because it sticks out, then it is. It's not loved, basically, because it is different. And it likes to basically have humor inside of a bottle where it can be content with itself. It doesn't have to be surrounded by others that might not like it for it being different. And I show the spleen that this literally is not a very healthy environment. It feels unclean to me. There's a weird growth here. I mean, it's brownish green now. It's not like a green moss, like a brownish green moss. And I find this alarming, slightly alarming, because I can't convince it to leave the bottle quick enough. And that greenish moss is like wanting to absorb into the spleen. The spleen is rejecting it though still. And this mossy stuff convinces the spleen that they can be friends. And just let me be your friend. Just let me in and let's be friends. We can be friends. We don't need anybody else. We have each other. But I find it to be a toxic thing. It's going to actually be harmful to the spleen in the long run. Let's explain what it thinks about the kidneys, what I saw before. The spleen says we're all going through our own things. Like it's a household where everybody has their own scenario going on and nobody's really communicating with each other. Everybody's sad though, disconnected. And the spleen says, I know the kidneys are going through a hard time. I'm going through a hard time. I'm just trying to make the most of it, trying to find the lighter side of it. But I do feel the weight of it. And the spleen says, I know the kidneys do as well. So continuing to dissolve this jar. There's something we're not looking at that we need to acknowledge it. I don't know what it is yet. Seems like it's coming from your sacral chakra. You're incomplete. You're levitating above basically a mouth that is just a lower jaw, and there's a bunch of teeth. And there's a wave that is blue and a wave that is red, and it meets at the bottom, at the front of the bottom of the teeth, and you are risen above it all. And no, it's like no matter what you do, there will be a clash between distinctively different shades of life. Blue and red will have to hit each other, okay? I see this lower jaw, this mouth is starting to become full of hornets. And I can hear the buzzing, and I'm waiting for the stingers, okay? And this you keep separated from your sacral, although it's a projection, so it's actually in your sacral. You just try to make it so it's not in there. You try to bring as much of this out of your sacral chakra as you can. What you're doing is actually harming other organs without realizing it. You're just talking to me, it sounds to me like about Huckleberry Finn and where do you belong? And you show me a boy that reminds me of Huckleberry Finn, and he's on a raft, and he's standing on the raft, and he's going downstream, like down the Mississippi River, and he's leaving his home. And does he belong on this raft? Does he belong in the home that he left? Does he belong in some new home? But where anyway does Huckleberry Finn belong? Where anyway? Where anywhere does Huckleberry Finn actually belong? Where? It's like Huckleberry Finn does not belong anywhere. That's why he's on a raft going downstream. That's why he technically has no home. It's kind of, you're emanating that you have no home. And you feel like you don't belong. Home is precious, has precious meaning. It takes me back to the ocean of blood and the zombie family. And a meaning of sacredness, a meaning of life. And if you have no home, you have no meaning in life. It's really paralleled, and it's extremely loud. There's so much unresolved emotion here. All right, I'm going to actually take a look at your future. Shall we? Let's see what your future holds. You say you were afraid of your future and you got depression. We've seen that, okay? Let's just see if we can get one more thing, taking a look at one more thing here, okay? Guides are telling me not yet. Not until you... Okay. How do I... All right, what they said was not until you accept light into yourself. I'm not going to talk to you about your future until you choose to accept light into yourself. But that's the simple way of putting it, okay? Because they're mad, actually. They're really aggressive. They're not mad. They're just aggressively stating that you keep rejecting love. And they show me the crab and you bouncing the love back in yourself like the child with the teddy bear. But you don't let actual love in. And then you complain about how alone you feel. And that's aggressively stated, like, we need you to stop this. But they can't force you to choose that for yourself. You choose that for yourself. This is your life. This isn't their life. This is your life. You decide your life, okay? You tell them that you basically lash out at them and say, don't, like, okay, I'm bringing forward one of your guides, okay? And I have no idea what this guide looks like or is like, okay? I define this energy blob as your guide, and I have this guide just simply touch you. The way that you caress the crab, now this guide is going to caress you. This feels like inappropriate touch, okay? And there's images that are wrong. Wrong ways that we touch each other. Physically, emotionally, mentally, touch each other's lives, defile each other. And it's not just a physical touch, it's decisions that touch your life, that defile your life. So how we influence each other is touch as well to you. And so this guide is touching you, and it comes back to the crab that didn't actually love you. It was just walking past, and how that hurt you. But it's like you throwing the crab on the sand is like somebody threw you away. Who threw you away? You see how this congestion is making it hard for you to let the love caress you, to let the love hold you? Because did the love then throw you away and now the love wants to hold you? I don't think so. So this is kind of your defense mechanism. The love threw you away. The love now wants to hold you? I don't think so. So you have this major energetic barrier. It's almost impossible to dissolve it until you choose to be self-aware, acknowledge it, and start working on it. Because it's extremely high defense shield. Like if this is Jurassic Park, those dinosaurs are not getting out. I mean, they're definitely not getting past your defense shield. Okay? Which means nobody's going to get through to you. Only you are going to make that decision, okay? To let others in. You say you want to know your future, and man, this actually is starting to hurt it's starting to hurt. I'm starting to have aching sensations here in my digestive system. When you say, I do want to know my future, and then you kind of look at this situation. Guides are showing you that this pain will remain. You gotta let the shield come down. Man, you've been hurt a lot. Because you're saying, okay, I can, and you're trying to, and it's like you yourself don't even have the power to take your own shield down. So I have no idea how you're gonna be able to do it. Guides say, to me, don't say that. You can take your own shield down. The reason why it seemed like it would be impossible for you to do it is because that is how much resistance you have. That you're going to have to work through all that resistance throughout the rest of your life to bring this shield down, to let the love in. But they show me that there's major benefit to your digestive system every single day you choose to work on this. Ask him for some tips. What's the best way you could work on bringing the shield down? Oh. I don't know, this, I see a soul. It's very hard to look at the soul. The soul represents the soul of somebody that has deeply harmed you, that impacted you loud enough, created this shield. And you hate this soul, okay? For what the soul did. You have no means in order to resolve this hate, because it's like, because we're already exploring things like, okay, well, be thankful for this soul in your life. Forgive this soul, forgive yourself, choose unconditional love, bring Jesus into this. Like I'm like ding, 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 showing you this different approaches. And it's like, nope. Vibrationally, it's almost like the wound's so deep that you're going to have to work your way into the depths of it in order to properly resolve it. It may take actually meeting some new people and working through some new relationships in order to resolve old ones, okay? So they're asking you to welcome new relationships into your life. New relationships that will help you resolve the old ones. And don't be particular about what those relationships are going to be like. I want just nice people that treat me with respect, that are like me, and then we're on the same page and we have the same personality. They're saying no, they could be people that have issues. But they're the perfect fit, okay? So don't be judgmental. And don't be afraid if they might actually hurt you. And it could happen again, okay? But it's like you need experiences. They're kind of like, we're not asking you to bring in negativity into your life. We're just asking you to completely open the door without fear of who it might be. That open the door knowingly to a human being. Human beings are not perfect. We're working on ourselves all the time. We're opening the door wide to souls, right? And that can help support you in the process of healing previous relationships that have harmed you, okay? Really hurt you, okay? They could be absolutely abundantly awesome. But they want you to be open-minded to both sides of the story without being judgmental, because it's not going to be whole. It's not going to be a whole experience. In order for you to get the right healing, it has to be whole, so you cannot be afraid of what these people might represent. They might not be perfect, okay? They want you to continue to open the door. And they say that is step one to taking your defenses down, is opening the door and seeing people walking through it that are here to support your soul in the process of healing previously harmful relationships. And without judgment or fear of what they might be like or what their issues are. You've got issues too, right? So we're here to help each other, even if part of the help goes through a process of harm. So we're all in a place of growth here. You do this. What's interesting is they're not all physical. They are actual energy beings coming through the door. And some of them are very long overdue. It's actually so long overdue that some of those souls became ill waiting for you. So the reconciliation with some of these souls, they actually became ill waiting for you. And so there might be some work to do there, okay? But this is important that you're reconciling. This is going to help you grow and to heal your digestive system big time. Some of these are really kind faces that maybe you misinterpreted as harming you, but maybe behind the scenes we don't know what they were going through at that time. And so did they really harm you, or were they just trying to take care of themselves at that time, or maybe they didn't understand you, so they made choices that were misinterpreting you or the situation, okay? It feels like some of these are faces that you may have been misjudging, okay? And like your guides are like, yes, this is good, this is good. You're feeling a lot better, actually, bringing all these into your safe space. All these into your safe space. And you looking at each one of the faces of them, and you aren't telling them to get out. You're actually being open-minded, and in a weird way, you really are grateful for the company. Even if they aren't perfect people, you're grateful for the company. And we start to see how broken this life has been for you, like how many breaking points. And even the souls that it kind of became different waiting for you, like see that, and it also heals their soul from their own burden where you weren't there when they needed you. And there's major rehabilitation here for many souls, including yours and theirs. And it's actually beautiful, abundant growth for all of you together. This isn't just your life, this is everybody's life. Where does Huckleberry Finn belong? Where's home? Everywhere. Huckleberry Finn belongs everywhere, just like you do. Guides don't want to talk about the future because they really feel that it's kind of the concept of what is the future? If you're holding on like to all this pain, right, it's going to create a certain type of future. If you're opening up and you're working through this, it's going to create a different type of future. So it feels to me like right now we're in an intermediary state where you're going through a digestion of vibrational change, which then any future I provide you with today is not really going to be appropriate because you need to heal big time, meaning big time healing. I mean, that's what they're saying right now. I'm going to ask him again though. Okay, so I said that, so now can we look at your future? Let's see what they say. Present is so hilarious because it's like right now, but then the next second it's a new now. You know what I mean? They're still saying the same thing. And they say you need to drink water, and they're showing you, oh wow. It's disorienting for my head. You're basically like, your mouth is open and it's forcing, like high pressure forcing, like a waterfall of water to just go down your throat. You don't even get to swallow it. It just like goes into your body. You're like being hooked up to an IV, but it's like a high pressure waterfall forcing its way down your throat. You don't even get to swallow it. It just forces its way in. And you're being filled with water. You really need to drench yourself. Your inner body is desperate for water. Desperate. And they're saying you're decaying your body by withholding water from it. And you're decaying it from the inside out, and you will not be happy with this process in the long run. You need water now, like stat. They show me like, you can go to the store and get like 24 pack of bottled water, right? So this is like, here's a bottle, here's a bottle, here's a bottle, here's a bottle. So, oh my God, you want me to drink a whole 24 pack of water in a single day? Yes. They're like, get that water in you now. They really emphasizing you need a lot of water. And they tell me that people who aren't drinking enough water, actually it can impact your clear-mindedness and your emotional balance. And the more water you drink, the more you purify your body, and you actually wash out these emotional imbalances from your kidneys and your spleen and all this stuff. And as you wash it out, you feel better. Mentally, emotionally, physically better. And your body is actually better. It's better. And you'll have clearer thoughts, and you'll be stronger in and of yourself, and you'll be able to open that door even wider with more gusto to let more in. to your safe space. Okay? Let more into your safe space, which interestingly enough, your safe space represents your emotional gut digestive body. Okay? It represents your safe space is your emotional space. I mean, what does that mean exactly? Usually the safe space is kind of around your whole being, but for you, you are highly protective of your emotional body. So your safe space has to be your emotional space. But look at what's inside your safe space is so much hurt and pain. So we need to take down the walls and let other energies in. Like with the spleen, we need to break that bottle and expose its weirdness to all the other organs because they can handle your spleen's weird stuff going on. In fact, your spleen needs to share with them. It needs to share what it's been through and what it's withholding, and that toxic stuff can go through all these organs as a shared family environment, and they can all work through it together. And that's what they're saying is break that bottle and force that spleen to be a part of the family. It's screaming. It's like, you're going to kill me. You're going to kill everybody. You're going to kill us all. It's screaming, okay? It's been in the funny farm. Like, it's been in the nut house for too long. Like, it's lost track of reality, okay? So it definitely needs to interact with the other organs. It's so embarrassed of itself. That's what it is. Oh gosh, dude, this makes me ache here. And right under my rib cage, like this whole right to left side, it just aches. All right, it's starting to relax, but whew. Your spleen is so full of weird black poop is what it's like. And it's shameful. It's embarrassed. It's embarrassed. And the other organs are like, oh my God, why and how did you do this to yourself? And it's so embarrassed to, it's like admitting to your parents that you've been skipping this class and you're getting a total F. And they're like, why didn't you tell us this sooner? We could have actually helped you. So here we have the spleen is been ditching class and is getting an F, and all you had to do was just talk to the other organs in your family and then they could have helped you. So now we're talking about it. Now you can get the help you need, right, spleen? Now you can get the help you need. This is actually going to make you feel better. All right, this is even, this is taking it to another level. Oh man. I see a person who didn't tell anybody what they were going through inside, then put themselves through a severe process of basically suicide. Like I see them taking lots of pills, and then they become inside of a pill bottle. Then this image goes into an actual facility where behind a locked door where you're not allowed to leave your room, and all these crying faces, why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you tell us? And now your body's under extreme harm because you weren't able to talk about it, because you weren't able to expose it, because you were too ashamed of your emotions, too ashamed of the way people would judge you for the way you felt. That's why you protect your emotions. You protect them from other people. And that is why you need to let people in. That is why you need to. And that is going to help you recover. Because if your organs are under as much stress as somebody who just took a bunch of pills and then is waking up in the hospital behind a locked door with a bunch of sad faces, that is saying a lot. You need to drink a bunch of water. You need to let people in. You need to talk about your emotions. You need to feel loved. It's like stat, you know? So I see the spleen is in recovery at the hospital, and then people are coming in. And the spleen is really weird looking. It has like, you know when you get goosebumps? And it's got these raised black bumps all over a blue body, okay? And it's got an overgrowth of hair, and it represents, it looks ugly. It's deformed, it's disfigured, it's ugly. And I see the mother looking into the face of this spleen and doesn't even recognize its own child. And the spleen cries this gushy black liquid. And is like, I know you don't recognize me, you don't love me. I mean, this is going to the dark side of the emotion. And the spleen yells at the mother and says, oh, now you're acting like you care. Now you're acting like you care. I mean, literally gives the mother the finger. Get out. Get out. I say, no. This is what we... So, okay. Let's say the mother needs to work on communication. Let's say the spleen, you need to work on communication. Like, this is the opportunity where we both work on communication. What wasn't said? What wasn't done? What nurture did you not receive? What did you feel like you needed that wasn't there? Your emotions are eating you alive, literally. Your guides want me to put light into your spleen, and we're just going to see your spleen in your body and not a representation of the scene. Because we're going to see that as a venting process, which is then a purging of the big brown poop inside and the relieving. It's relieving itself. Your spleen is relieving itself. So it's going to look extreme. It's going to sound extreme. It's going to represent extreme things because it's detoxing, okay? So you're going to have to feel the emotional pain of the detox. And it might even be physically painful. I don't know. They're telling me this is enough for now, okay? Because I've already triggered so much change in your emotional balance, which then must be digested. It must be digested, okay? Putting a lot of angelic support in here, walking it right through your doorway, and helping you to feel like you're seen and that help is here now. It's not on the way, it's here. And don't be upset anymore, please. Just let us help you. Just let us help you. Let us help you. Just let us help you. You're so tired and disoriented. You need to cry for a while. That too is going to release the stress and the weight. Open the door for new people to enter into your life. Physical people, energy people. And start to rekindle those soulmate connections. And let's not judge what those people are or souls are. We're going to keep working through it, but it's going to enrich your life to have people in it. Not to be a lone Huckleberry Finn on the Mississippi River. You're part of the world. You're part of this world, right? Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so very much, and giving you a really big hug, okay? Thank you for the opportunity to take a look at what you have going on here, and thank you again for sharing. Thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate you watching from beginning to end. I know with these long sessions it can be harder to get to the end, and thank you for watching the whole thing, and thank you for your love and support of my clients and my YouTube channel. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.